Please do not make these mistakes for your physical therapy school application personal statement. In this video, I'm going to be sharing the 5 things you need to avoid because these things will break your application and get you denied or rejected. And as your physical therapy school coach, I only want to see you succeed and get accepted into physical therapy school so that you can be on your way to impacting lives as a physical therapist. Let's get into this video. Lego. Hey everyone, what's going on? My name is Dr. Lift for Change, Justin Lee, physical therapist. I'm a high-performing physical therapy school coach, and I help students get accepted into physical therapy school. And once you're accepted, I coach students to live abundantly and intentionally through the physical therapy school experience. So if any of that resonates with you, feel free to check out my other videos and connect with me. Leave a comment, email, like the video, whatever. I'd love your engagement. I'd love to create community on this channel. So I'll see you in the comments. All right, so these 5 major mistakes that you need to avoid are gonna be absolutely critical to know because like I mentioned, it's going to reject you and deny you of your acceptance into PT school. I've seen these over and over and over again, and students have given me all these feedbacks and their personal statements, and unfortunately, some of them have gotten denied because they didn't utilize some of these tips and they did not avoid these mistakes. So the first one. Now, the first one is going to be specific for this year's prompt because it asks you to talk about your initial interactions in physical therapy and to dig deeper as to what confirmed your decision to become a physical therapist. Now, this might be a little bit misleading because it does specifically tell you to talk about your initial experience, but most students stop there. They just talk about the initial experience, how good it is, how amazing it is, and the first time, right? Because the first time for everything is always going to be exciting. But as you go through years or months and experience the world of physical therapy, what along that journey has confirmed your application or confirmed your decision to be a PT? That's what they're looking for, not the initial reaction. Not, throw that sucker away, all right? So that's gonna be a big mistake that a lot of students make to talk about the initial interaction in PT, but in actuality, they want to see the process of you learning, making mistakes, and going through different patients and experiences and diagnoses, and what in that process has really, boom, confirmed your decision to become a physical therapist. So that's number 1 mistake to avoid. Number 2, making simple mistakes and grammar mistakes on your essay. Now, I know this is pretty common knowledge, but this is pretty important, you know? You're gonna be a doctor of physical therapy, and if you're making common mistakes and grammatical errors that can be easily fixed, that tells the reader, hey, this person is not trying to go above and beyond. They must not think that they must not take this application seriously, and they're not paying attention to detail. And in physical therapy school, there's a lot of detail. So, let's toss you out again. Rejected. All right? Okay, number 3. Repeating information that is already in your application. So on your resume, if you talk about your different experiences, your work, or you talk about how you got A's and B's and how you raised your grade, your GPA from a 3.3 or sorry, 2.3 to a 4.0, whatever it may be. You literally cannot do that, but you get what I'm saying. You don't need to be talking about that stuff because it's already on your application. On my application, I came in with the 2.3 GPA and graduated with the 3.8 GPA. They already know that. They can see that in your thing. I did not mention that one time. I never mentioned about how hard I worked, about how I had to grind through all my classes to raise my GPA. They already have the information, so don't talk about that. However, if you have some extracurriculars, work history, some experiences in your life, people that have inspired you that might have been on your application, If you feel it is relevant to the topic, then talk about it, write about it. But if you're just gonna mention it a little bit here and there and just like kind of create some fluff, it's totally not worth it. In my personal opinion, talk about 1 to 3 different types of experiences, concrete experiences that you can talk about, how you grew from that, how your personality, how your professional life had major growth in, and talk about that and how that related to why you became or wanted to become a physical therapist. Number 4 mistake is not going into enough detail with your experience. Now, I mentioned that you should talk about 1 to 3 different types of experiences that you should talk about in your personal statement, but make sure you actually spend some time elaborating on that. Don't just mention, hey, I did this. Okay, hey, I did this. Okay, you did this. Why did you do it? Why is that meaningful to you? How did that impact you? How did that make you feel? What processes did you have to go through to get that job? Or what types of experiences in that position has helped you develop professionally, personally, spiritually, right? And what about those experiences have you learned? What have you learned from all those experiences that made you come to the conclusion like, yes, I finally made my decision to become a physical therapist? If you don't elaborate enough and just lay facts and don't create a story, so create emotion, create meaning, your essay is just gonna be like everyone else. Bam! Bye-bye! Rejected. Right? Okay, number 5. Now this is something that is important, but unfortunate that a lot of students do, and you're gonna get called out on it sooner or later. And this is not telling the truth on your personal statement. Everything you write in your personal statement should be personal to you, unless you're sharing a story, and you should always be telling the truth. Do not over-exaggerate anything, right? Do not share a story that never has happened to you, because guess what? If you get invited to an interview, they could potentially ask you, so you wrote this in your personal statement. Could you elaborate on that experience a little bit? And if you lied about it, they will know, absolutely know that you're lying. And if they can't know that you're lying, then you are a chronic liar because you're good at lying, and that's not good. And if you're a chronic liar and you're a physical therapist, I don't want to be seen by you, because you'll just fluff everything up, exaggerate everything, dramatize everything, and I don't want my physical therapist to be ungenuine or unauthentic, right? So more of the story, make sure you're always telling the truth and sharing good experiences about your past that can help you stand out in the physical therapy school application. Alright, you guys, I hope this video helped inspire you to avoid some mistakes in the physical therapy application, because they will be guaranteed to reject you or deny you into physical therapy school. And I know this is a tough thing to talk about, and a lot of things that we want to avoid because we want to avoid the pain of rejection, but I want to help you avoid rejection and make sure you don't do these 5 mistakes. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was helpful, please give this a like. If you have any questions about your application, please comment below. If you need some special services to look over your personal statement, revisions, to have an extra pair of eyes, I do have that service to look over your personal statement, add revisions, all of that stuff. If you want more details, please make sure you email me, liftforchange@gmail.com, and let's get started on that application on your personal statement and get you accepted into physical therapy school so that you can live abundantly and intentionally. Every day is a great day to lift weights, lift others, and lift yourself up. Stay lifting, stay aloha. God bless. Have a great one.